Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Wednesday night. I'm watching basketball, but we talking baseball tonight, man. At least in this segment tonight. I'll be talking basketball later tonight. But tonight we're going to talk a little segment here on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the last video I did on the Dodgers, I told you guys that they are not done yet, and that remains true. The Dodgers are working on a bunch of different angles right now, and Josh Hader is one of them. Surprisingly enough, I did not think that when the offseason started that Josh Hader would be a target for the Dodgers. I didn't think that he would be a realistic option for the Dodgers. I was pretty confident he probably was not going back to San Diego, but I knew the Dodgers had a bunch of big money guys they were going after with Otani and Yamamoto. Glasnow was always rumored. Randy Arozarena was rumored to be out there. Might not be big money, but big prospects. Aaron Nola, they were talking about even like big prospect moving for Dylan Cease. Sorry, this game is crazy. I'm watching right now. Dylan Cease, and the Dodgers just never really struck me as someone that was going to spend or attempt to spend a lot of money on Josh Hader. And the thing is, I think that's still the case. I think Josh Hader's market is not shaking up to what he and his representatives were hoping for. I think that's happening with a lot of players, the Justin Turners, the Josh Haders, the Cody Bellingers, a lot of guys who really probably overestimated the market a little bit, and now they're in a little bit of a pivot here. And some of these guys might have to do a year like Cody Bellinger did last year, which is a make good year, and maybe not get as a long-term a deal, but a little higher money than what they were going to get with some other teams that had offers out there. So when you look at a guy like Josh Hader, the rumor was that he's looking at trying to top Edwin Diaz's contract, where Diaz got $102 million for the New York Mets, for the highest paid reliever in MLB history. And Josh Hader was looking to top that. And the market just doesn't bear that for him. All the heavy hitters that have all that kind of money, the Dodgers have spent a lot of money elsewhere. It doesn't seem like they're too glued in on giving Hader anywhere near that long of a deal or that big of a deal. So with the Dodgers tie in here, as I mentioned before, and what I'm hearing is that the Dodgers are very much in play on a 2-year deal with him, with an average, annual average salary of between $20 and $22 million. So I understand he wanted to top $102 million. I understand he wanted 5 years. Josh Hader has earned about $34 million in his career. All right. So he's looking to be able to make more in a year and a half than he did in his entire career if he takes a deal like that with the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are absolutely in play for someone like Josh Hader. They've got some other things in play. So the Dodgers are looking at it this way. And I know I'm looking at it this way, but obviously they're much smarter than me. The Dodgers are probably looking like this is going to be the winter that we spend some money. Okay, obviously you spent the big money on Otani. I know it sounds some money. That sounds wild. You spend money on Otani. You spend money on Yamamoto. You trade for Glasnow. You extend him. You re-sign, Jason Hayward. So you spent the money this offseason. So I think the Dodgers are looking at continuing to spend money right now in the offseason, and then potentially save some of their prospects to make some trades throughout the season closer to the MLB trade deadline. So I'm not hating on that strategy. And if that's the strategy that ends up to be, then a signing of Josh Hader would make sense. On a 2-year, like I said, $40 to $44 million deal in the range there. I don't know if it's a 2-year with the player option for the second or just a straight up 2-year deal. But Josh Hader is not finding the market that he was hoping for. And the Dodgers are sitting back, kind of looking like, okay, this could happen. I've heard from people that have gone as far as saying the Dodgers are the favorite. I don't know if I'm gonna agree with that or say that. I think that if Philly decides to take it serious, they could get him. I don't know if they're going to. But if he's forced to take a shorter term deal with higher annual money, look, Josh Hader made $16 million last year, and that was the highest money he's made in his entire career. So if he gets $20 to $22 million for next year, that is a pretty significant raise. And, he probably will be guaranteed at least $40 to $44 million in a scenario like that, maybe even as high as 50, which would be a little high on a 2-year deal. But from the Dodgers thinking, if they're looking at going after that trade for Cleveland, where they're going after Clase and Bieber, right? Clase is signed long-term, man. He signed a 5-year, $20 million contract early. So he's not going to get paid big till he's 29, 30 years old. And you get about 4.5 years of control, 5 years of control out of him. And he can be dominant. And then you get someone like Bieber to see where he goes and how he fits in going into a free agent year. And Class A is like, I may even take him over Hater right now. Um, for all those reasons that I mentioned, and plus you can potentially have him for 5 years, where Hader is 29 years old, and Class A, by the time that deal finishes up, he'll be 29, and you can still extend him on top of that. So if I had my choice in a vacuum, I would take Class A. But if I was going to sit here and think about the mathematics of this, they probably want to haul for him because of those years of control that I mentioned. Not only the years of control, but the money is so cheap for him. So if they're going to go out and do something like that, it's going to be very heavy on the prospect side. Whereas the Dodgers look at it like, we can get Hader for 2 years, keep those prospects, and have bullets in the chamber to fire off when it comes to the MLB trade deadline to improve this baseball team if they have to. So that's how I think the Dodgers are looking at it. I think they're looking at it as the offseason of spending money. And then I think as the season goes on, they will evaluate what prospects to move for other guys. And unless somebody's crazy price tags came down, like if you look what Chris Sale went for, man, Grissom is a certified top tier prospect, and he's going to play right away for Boston. He's not going to be in the minors anymore. So when you get him over there, those are the type of and that's for Chris Sale, often injured, big money. Boston had to eat some of that deal there for Atlanta even to make that happen. But now you've got Atlanta with another additional lefty that can be dominant if healthy in that lineup to deal with all that left-handed bats that the Dodgers have. So the Dodgers, while they're looking at pitching, which was a priority in this offseason, they need to look at a right-handed bat that handles left-handed pitching very, very well. So that was a little bit long entry there that I usually go. Let me go say what's up to everyone who's in here. We got Trey all day. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up and checking out Baseball Talk tonight. I appreciate you. I'm driving, but I'll be listening. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support, man. Black Death 28 says, why do you say Hader might go to the Dodgers? Interested to hear. So I'm late in reading your comment, but I've just explained all that right now. So I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, yo, we found Search and Destroy. Search has found himself. What's going on, Search? Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, brother. Kurt, what's going on? It says, hey, Jeff, I've seen your usual Frisbee golf content. Where do you see Cody Bellinger going? Cody Bellinger right now, if I had to guess, I would say Giants. If I had to guess, the teams with money out there don't seem to, Giants or the Cubs. I think if the money is not where he loves it or wants it to be, and his agent Scott Boras can be real tough to deal with. So if the money on this year's market is not where it wants to be, then maybe he resets again in a situation like Chicago where he thrived last year. Maybe another year there. I think he made about $18 million last year. Maybe he gets 22, 24, something like that on a 1-year deal to return to Chicago, or a second year with a player option or an opt-in. And maybe he can get out there in the market again next summer. Maybe he gets traded somewhere, but he can lock in some money there at least. I know they went into this offseason thinking he was going to get, or hoping he was going to get, $200 million. I didn't think that was realistic. I don't think that's going to happen. It obviously still could, but I don't believe so. So I think Cody Bellinger, I think it comes down to, I know Toronto was kind of in on him. They signed someone recently, so maybe still Toronto. The Yankees were obviously potentially the favorite for him. Then they made a move for Juan Soto. I don't believe he's a fit in San Diego. Obviously, probably not, more than likely coming back to the Dodgers, right? So Angels, maybe an option there. But I would say if I had to guess, I would choose the Giants, the Cubs, or the Blue Jays as where I'd go with Bellinger right now. I think he has a chance to have a pretty good season next year. I think last year was a good season for him. I don't know how much better he can get. I don't think he's a $200 million ball player, but I think he's a very good ball player, and someone's going to pay him eventually, but I don't know if it's going to be a deal he wants to sign this offseason. So maybe he goes back to Chicago on a 1 or 2 year deal. But those would be the 3 teams. I would say 4 teams I would go with. I would say Angels, Giants, Blue Jays, or back to the Cubs is where I'd put it. Absolutely. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button to get notified when we go live on Baseball Talk, NBA Talk, Dodger Talk, Laker Talk, general basketball talk, or general baseball talk. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Drop a like on the video. It goes a long way to help the channel. Appreciate you, Search. What else we got in here? Just trying to catch up on the chats here. I went a little long here. Think only one back to back the whole month. What are you talking about, the Lakers? Same here. Lots of home games. Okay, talking basketball in the chat here. Angel, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Don't need it. Would rather have Class A like I do on the show. No, I hear you, and I've kind of lined that out. I would rather have Class A, but maybe the price tag is a little bit too high right now as far as prospect goes. So if you can get Hader on a short-term deal, I wouldn't be mad at it. But if I had to choose between the two, I would take Class A and Bieber. But like I said, I think that would be prospect rich, and I think the Dodgers are looking at potentially adding a frontline starter with some of those prospects, like I said multiple times, a Dylan Cease, a Corbin Burns, something like that. Maybe work out something with Miami and some of the things they got over there. But Teoscar is someone that they're looking at too for a right-handed bat. If his market drops off a little bit like Bellinger did, then that can get really interesting there as well. So I think the Dodgers are looking to spend money right now and kind of keep their top prospects in reserve right now. That could change. But I could see them going down that path for sure. Hey, DJ, what's going on? 60 Cent, Lakers in 5. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate your support, brother. If you guys are checking the Laker game later, pull up the DJ's channel. He'll be doing a live stream over there on Lakers in 5. Going to shoot my guy sub over there. Appreciate you, DJ. Let's see what we got here. Give me a question. Yeah, Angel just wants everyone, man. I think the Dodgers are gonna do what they can to get the best players that are out there. But again, I think they're going to be a little more stingy with their prospects than they have been with their pockets. And because I'm feeling that's how they're looking at it right now, Josh Hader is definitely a possibility. I'm not saying they're getting him. Like I said, I've heard people say they're the favorite. I'm not willing to go there yet. But they're definitely far enough down the road that they've had some discussions and both seem to be comfortable with some type of an arrangement if another deal does not present itself to Hader. Hey, Craig, thanks for pulling up. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a good night, my guy. Appreciate you. What else we got here? We got Bloodhound 73. What's going on, Bloodhound? The search is over for Search. Yeah, man. Search be putting in PTO, you know what I mean? So he's back here. He's back here covering the minor league team on Empire Jeff TV tonight. And I appreciate you, Search, man. Appreciate you, bro. We have destroyed Searching for Search air horn. There we go. Searching for Search and merch for Search. I got to make both of those happen, man. For sure. Happy birthday, Bloodhound. What's going on, Bloodhound? Happy birthday. Didn't know it was your birthday today, man. Appreciate you for tuning in on your birthday, on your special day. So happy birthday to you on behalf of myself and the entire Empire Jeff TV community. So happy birthday to you. Hope you had a great day and hopefully we have a better night as well. Appreciate you, bro. Craig says Dodgers need a left fielder who can hit. They do, and they're definitely working and looking on that. I would love to see someone like Kike come back, but his average isn't really great throughout the season. He just has monster moments in the playoffs. So I would love to see Kike come back. But as far as we're saying about his bat being consistent throughout the season, that's a little bit of a struggle. I do like how he can play all over the diamond. I do love that. But a bat and a consistent bat out there in left field, man, if JD Martinez could only play left field, right? that would have been ideal. But he's pretty much strictly a DH at this point. And I know they're joking around about Ohtani playing left field. I don't know how serious that is. I don't think I would take that too serious as of right now. I would really love Randy Arozarena to be playing left field for the Los Angeles Dodgers this season. But similar to what I said about Clase A, I think that's a little bit too prospect rich right now. I believe they will revisit that. And for what I understand, that the Dodgers have a standing offer. The Dodgers have an open line of communication with Tampa Bay. And if they decide that they're going to come off the asking price slightly, then I'm pretty sure the Dodgers would be one of, if not the first team that they call when they pick up the phone. Been here the whole time. Stealth modding. There you go, Serge. There you go. Give me Kike over Hader, to be honest. But they could get both. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying about Hader, though, Angel. But I mean, he has potential to be lights out for us. If they're not going to make a move on Class A, do you trust our closer situation right now? Like, do you 100%? If you have a chance to get someone like him, and only strengthens our bullpen, and if we have further along frontline starting pitching that can go a little bit further in the game and not tax our bullpen, and you add an arm like that to our bullpen, then man, that can make that a really generational type of bullpen over there. So I get why the interest is there, especially on a 2-year deal potentially. So I think that's something that I definitely would not be mad at them looking at or doing if it was within those terms. I definitely wouldn't consider that 5-year deal that tops Diaz's money. I would not do that if that was the Dodgers. It doesn't sound like they're going to either. Miguel, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, bro. Said what, Jeff? I just got on an update on Hader. Yeah, so no, basically just the Dodgers are trying to lure him over here basically on a 2-year deal. He made $16 million last year, which was the most he's made in his career. Dodgers are hoping to get him somewhere between 20 to 22 million a year on a 2-year deal, potentially a player option on the second, which would top in a year and a half would top what he's made his entire career. So he's made $34 million in his career. That deal can get him between $40 to $44 million if he accepts it and does the full 2 years. So the Dodgers are banking that he doesn't have a strong offer out there. He wants to top 100 million. It's not out there. He wants 5 years. Doesn't appear to be out there. So the Dodgers are hoping that he's going to come down on years and get a higher average annual average salary there of about $20 to $22 million a year. maybe as high as 25 a year and a $50 million deal, but I don't know if the Dodgers will go that high. And try to get him, for 2 more years before he starts to break down. He's starting to get into a little bit of decline. That's why I would love Class A, because I think I would already take Class A over him. And like I said, in a vacuum. But as far as the Dodgers holding on to their top prospects and spending their money this offseason and saving their prospects for trade, if that's kind of the route that they are taking, I understand that they did give up some prospects in the Glasnow deal, but they didn't give up a ton of them. And if I'm looking around and you've seen like the Chris Sale move and what Atlanta gave up for him, and Grissom, then some of these guys are like Dylan Cease are like, no, we're gonna wait to see if we get another top guy in another organization for our guy, because they just gave up Grissom and he has potential to be a flat out stud. So I don't think the Dodgers want to give up their top prospects for anyone right now. I think they'd rather spend the money and then use some prospects on guys down the road. I mean, you got someone like Class A with all that years of team control that's such that low amount of money. They're gonna ask for the world for him, and there will be plenty of people bidding for his services. Hey, go James. Salute to you, brother. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. I'm talking baseball right now, but appreciate the pull up, man. Salute to you. Salute. Let's see what else we got here. Teoscar Hernandez would fit well as a left field. Yeah, Teoscar is someone I really would love. Again, similar situation as Hader, similar as Bellinger, similar as Justin Turner. These guys were hoping for bigger money. The market doesn't seem to be ending like laying out that way. So I think some of these guys may have to take a shorter term deal on a make good with a second-year option, or maybe a third, maybe a little longer than a 1 or 2 year deal. But maybe they thought they were going to get 7-8 years, and it's just not lining up right now. So Teoscar would be incredible to get him out there in left field. That would be fantastic. The Dodgers are, I believe the word is keeping up on that situation, keeping an eye on it, which means they're having conversations. They're staying in touch routinely. Now it's all about what comes of that. Does he finally say, look, I just want a team. I'll go through this again next winter or 2 winters from now. I just want to get on the baseball team and get to work. If that's the case, if we have a chance to land a Teoscar Hernandez in that type of situation without giving up top prospects, you have to do that. You have a chance to land a Josh Hader on a 2-year deal or a 1+1 deal, not having to give up a whole bunch of prospects to go get another reliever for the pen. You've got to look into doing that. So if they can sign those two, then you maybe look to move a prospect, some prospects for another frontline pitcher, or at least a guy that can be considered a second or a third best option in your rotation. Strikes out a lot, but can mash. He can absolutely mash. I mean, you got guys who are more than likely going to be getting on base, and someone like him out there, just man, especially in a playoff setting against those left-handed pitchers in Atlanta, man, because he could smack. Absolutely. And I would love to have him. I know his market is just not. It's just not what he thought it would be, just like I said, with Bellinger and these other guys. So the Dodgers may be absolutely looking to take advantage of these type of situations, because it's kind of like bargain hunting right now. With the Epstein list coming out tonight, I don't think it's the best time to say Search was in the minor league. Yo. Oh, man, come on. Man, this is crazy. Side note real quick for basketball people, man. Any other Pacers seem to have the Milwaukee Bucks numbers, man. 139, 122 with 2 minutes left in this game. They've just been absolutely obliterating them of late. They've had beef. Then they've had the issue with the ball and Giannis fighting for the ball at the end of that one game. And Indy just gives them fits, and Milwaukee just cannot guard them. 139 to 122, minute 56 seconds left in that game. If this goes, they develop this. These two teams have a genuine dislike for each other. I would love to see these two face off in a playoff setting. Absolutely. Okay, back to baseball. I exclusively use Trinan to close, so I'm biased, to be honest. I love Trinan, but is he going to stay healthy? Like, we've been down this road before of when Trinan is healthy, he's absolutely filthy. But is he going to be healthy? I don't know. We haven't seen him healthy for a while now. And if healthy, it's a phenomenal arm in the bullpen. But just don't know if I'm going to trust that till I see it. And is he going to hold up? I don't know about that. There's that Imanga guy from Japan. The Dodgers could sign left hand. Yeah, he is. I think he's talking about upwards of $100 million. So I don't know if the Dodgers are looking to commit another triple-digit contract to another Japanese player. But oddly enough, they are in discussions, and at the very least, they're in a short list of teams that are definitely chasing him for his services. So we'll see if that comes down to reality or not. But they are definitely going after him. It just all depends what that price ends up being. PTSD from the Kimbrough contract. Yeah, Yeah, the Kimbrel one was bad. I understand that. But Josh Hader's in a lot better position than Kimbrel was at that point, in my opinion. I mean, he had a very good year last year. Very good year last year. How good is that pitcher the Dodgers just signed? You talking about Yamamoto or Glass now, who they signed to the extension? Yamamoto, I think he's filthy. I think he's absolutely filthy. To me, the best comparison is kind of like the Japanese version of Pedro Martinez. Is his comp is what they're kind of labeling him to be, and that is one hell of a comp because Pedro was as money as you can get. I would caution to not put that much pressure on him in his first year over here. But he's a flat out stud, a monster, a beast. He's dominated on the world stage. He's made very good hitters look foolish. There's guys that he just overpowers just with his dominance, and the Dodgers got him, and now I believe he will be someone that could be a perennial Cy Young Award candidate, a guy repeated All-Star. I think he has chance for greatness. Health is, always going to be a concern. The amount of innings he can pitch. Is he going to pitch every six game versus every 5 days like the normal MLB guys? We got to wait to see how this all plays out. But he is a monster, certified beast. Can't wait to see him pitch in Dodger blue. Hader 1-year deal for $22 million isn't Boris's client, but there's no market for him. There's just nothing out there for him, and he keeps being linked to the Dodgers. And from what I understand, and this is just right now, this can change tomorrow. From what I understand, there's not even a team offering more than a 3-year deal. So if you're going to go somewhere for the money, just to get, it always comes back to what I kept saying about Yamamoto, and Ohtani. Like, if it's going to be about the money, the highest bidder, then he'll go to the highest bidder. But if he wants to get, a fair amount of money, more than he's made in his career, and more of a 2-year deal than he's made in his entire career, plus have a chance to win a World Series, then that's the Dodgers. You know what I mean? If the Phillies want to go to a 3rd or 4th year, they can. So far, they've shown no interest, at least publicly, in doing so. That hasn't come out yet. So maybe at the last minute, if nothing that they're or we're potentially trying to work on comes to fruition, then maybe they get involved late on him. Maybe that's what Hader's hoping for. But as of right now, it doesn't look like there's an obese market for him right now at all. It looks like to be a very slender one. Search, I think it's the kid they drafted, I believe. Off topic from Hader, but what would it take to get my boy O'Neal Cruz back? I don't know. That's a good one. Yeah, they have to check his market. I don't know if he's been shopped at all. So don't know about that. I have to look up his value. I'll check that up and get back to you on that though. Eduardo Salazar, that guy maybe. Eduardo Salazar. Well, he said the one that they just signed, so that's what I thought he was talking about. You talk about the guy, not Yamamoto. Oh, Scheiser. The young kid, yeah, he's a rookie. Just wondering, didn't know much about baseball. Oh, well, they've got a couple young guys that they've gotten. They got a guy from Mexico. They've got they're I know they were talking to two other kids this winter that they were trying to lock up. They're supposed to be like really, really high level guys that if the Dodgers get them, that they're like 3 or 4 years away, but could be beasts as well. I think it's the other guy, but yeah. So let me know. It looks like people wouldn't be too excited over Josh Hader coming to the Dodgers, but I think when you put it into context, and like I said, I don't know if we want to give up 2 or 3 top prospects for Class A right now, when maybe you can get them a little less later, and you can sign someone like Hader, and then you can still make a move for Class A later, and you have a even more ridiculous bullpen there. I think the Dodgers are going to look to check every box going into the MLB playoffs and make sure that they have depth, that they have multiple people that can dominate in multiple positions there in that bullpen and starting rotation. They don't want to leave anything to chance. They don't want to leave anything to injury. They don't want to waste a single year of Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and all these guys. They're going all in, and they look absolutely committed to building out a roster that has the depth to withstand any type of injury or any type of bad luck that comes their way. And that's why I look at something like this. I think they're going to do probably a little bit more smarter of what San Diego did. But San Diego just went up and signed anyone who would take their money as opposed to going after fits, where I think the Dodgers are going after fits, and it's just about waiting it out to see what that market turns into. Oh, so that's Yamamoto. That's yeah. I mean, definitely not Ohtani. Well, maybe. I mean, but he's 29. But if you're talking about the Asian kid, and that was Yamamoto, and they did get him, and that I explained about him. He's gonna be a beast, absolute beast. But I know that other guy that they got that they brought up. There's man, the Dodgers are now like gonna be that team for the Japanese players, man. Like it's just gonna be because they're gonna be all watching them all this season. They're gonna be watching Otani. They're gonna be watching Yamamoto, and that country of Japan is gonna be glued to Los Angeles Dodgers baseball. And as a result of that, then pretty much these kids are like 12, 13 years old now pitching for Japan and coming up in Japan. They're going to be wearing Dodger blue and they're just going to go ahead and build this out, man. And it's going to be just a straight runway to Los Angeles in the future. So they didn't just buy Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto. They bought basically the rights to Japan for the next probably 30 years. Giovanni, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Let's go Dodgers. We will win the 2024 World Series championship. From your mouth to the baseball god's ears, man. That's what we are absolutely hoping for here. Justin Chambers was a good pickup. He was. And the Dodgers are doing a bunch of different things. They made a move today. They're just doing like minor stuff right now to free up roster spots. As people become available that they're going after that they think they're going to get, then you'll start seeing some of these minor things fall off that 40-man roster. I don't know if we'll see a mega deal come down unless Burns or Cease are in play. Randy Arozarena, I do not think happens this offseason. Maybe at the trade deadline, if not next winter. But I think that if there's a trade or a pretty significant enough trade, I think it will be for another starting pitcher. Big money from Japan and advertisement. So smart of the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers got not only did they just get these phenomenal baseball players, but like I said, they just basically bought the rights to the future ones. And that's what's so impressive about what they've done and what's going to remain so impressive as what they've done. And just good business. The Dodgers do good business, man. And that's why someone like Ohtani came here. That's why someone like Yamamoto came here. When they said that they gave that pitch to Ohtani, he's like, you guys have made the playoffs like 10 straight years. And their response was, yeah, 9 out of those 10 years were a failure. And Ohtani was like, okay, okay, you're speaking my language now. I don't care what language you're saying it. You're speaking my language. And I think just having Ohtani here, man, God, I just get excited just thinking about it. I cannot wait to get to Dodger Stadium, man. I cannot wait to get there, without a doubt, man. Blade said, what up, Jeff? Dodger fans from Visalia, California are excited for the 2024 season. Hey, Blade, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate the support. Visalia, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I know a lot of Dodger fans, up that way. Even like Central California, Northern California, even though the Giants are up there. I got a lot of family in Fresno, Clovis area, and over there in Central Valley over there, and all Dodger fans over there. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to anyone who's a Los Angeles Dodger fan. I appreciate you tuning in here, Blade. It's your first time tuning in. Make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering the Dodgers all season long. We also cover the Los Angeles Lakers, MLB, and the NBA in general. But if you guys are new to the channel, just tune it in. If you have not done so, drop a sub on the channel. It goes a long way to help the channel. And like I said, we're going to be talking baseball a lot this season. And really trying to get a lot of my basketball people converted over into baseball people this season. I think I could do it. I think I can make it happen. But go ahead and drop a like on the video, guys. We got 31 people in the building right now, only 16 likes. Come on now, drop a like. It's free. Helps the channel out. Appreciate you guys. Let me see here. What do you think of the Emil Morales? Rumors Dodgers are interested in him. I don't know. I haven't heard too much. I haven't heard too much of that. I mean, I've heard like the name, but I haven't heard it be like that's something that's like picking up steam or anything like that. Bueller trade for someone who has team control. Now we're talking to something here, Angel, and I think that's something a lot of people probably don't want to really talk about. Maybe, but it depends how he comes back. And if he comes back and he's looking like a beast, then they have to really think strongly about what they're going to do with that. Are they committed to signing him? Are they committed to extending him? Are they committed to letting him walk? Are they going to let the Seager, Justin Turner route play out with him? I don't think they want to just let him walk. So you bring up a good point here. If they feel they're not going to sign him, then maybe they do move him for someone under team control, and that way they get something for him and not lose him for nothing, because he has a chance to be a stud. He has a chance to be a number one if he can stay healthy. So that's an excellent point. I think it's in play. I don't want it to be, but with the emergence of Bobby Miller, If he turns into a stud this year, which I think he can. Like I said, he's been my favorite prospect since Julio. Then it kind of is a redundancy there. So maybe I'm gonna say right now 40-60 on that. I still think that 40-60 that they trade him. So I still think they're going to lean towards playing out the season with him. But I think they'll have a general idea of if they can keep him or not, and what type of numbers are going to look like. But it's hard to know what that number is going to look like until he gets to the postseason. If he balls out in the postseason, then that just takes his money to the next level. Mike Sam, thanks for pulling up. I appreciate the support. Roki Sasaki is next to the Dodgers. Yeah, that oh my God, if they get him, give me 1 second. If they get Roki, I don't even I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I understand none of these guys are pitched inning in the major leagues yet, but it's just about the brand. It's just about getting the guys that everyone wants. And if they get Roki next winter at his age, my God, that would be absurd. That would be absurd. So maybe if that's the plan, and they got the inside track, obviously, with having the Japanese connect there. But if that's the plan, then that lightens the blow of a Walker Buehler leaving, right? While I believe his money will be less too, because his posting will be earlier than the other guys's. So he wouldn't get a Yamamoto type deals as far as, and that's what I was reading was untrue. But because if he's going to come out earlier and post earlier, he's going to get less money than Yamamoto got. Yeah, I saw that Roki does want to play with Yamamoto, but I want to make sure I'm right with that. I got to double check that. But I remember saying that if he came out earlier, if he posts earlier, that the posting would be less and the money he could get would be less. So I think that's true. So if that's the case, then the Dodgers would catch a break. If he does want to come here and he does arrive early, it'll save them some money there. Who'll be getting to relieve Will at catcher, or did I miss it? Nothing yet. Obviously, I mean, unfortunately, they still have Barnes on the roster. I think they're waiting out to see what Kershaw decides before they make a move on Barnesy. Sorry, guys, need some water. 1 second. So they're that's a good question. They need someone whether they bring Kershaw back or not. I know that Barnes is respected in the clubhouse. Teammates love him. I mean, just make him a coach or something at this point. Like if everyone wants him around, I'd much rather have that roster spot used on a legitimate backup catcher, because he's a mannequin at the plate. He's not giving you anything anymore. So that's an excellent point. I would really love for them to get to pick up, a legitimate backup catcher. A switch hitting catcher would be ideal, or someone that can maybe bat. Well, we've got facing all those left-handed pitchers. I would say maybe a left-handed batting catcher to offset what Will Smith gives you, but it would be ideal if we can try to get a switch hitting reserve catcher. But someone that could probably, I guess, have another right-handed bat than against all this left-handed pitching that we're going to have with the heavy left-handed lineup. So I don't know. They haven't been linked to anyone. I don't particularly know who they're targeting as a backup catcher, but I think they're waiting to see who's going to be available and via trade probably, and then seeing what happens with Kershaw before they fully decide on what to do with Barnes there. LA for life. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate the support. Hope they get Murakami to replace Muncy in 2 years, man. It's going to be like Team Japan over there. But yeah, Muncy signed a 2-year deal, right? So yeah, if they don't trade him prior to that, I do worry about Muncy. I do worry about that left side of the infield with Muncy and Lux over there. Right side of the infield is going to be fire with Mookie and Freddie over there. I do worry about that left side of the infield. And do the Dodgers, do they need to correct that at some point during the season? And if that's the case, and they decide to kind of make a move. And I heard that Tampa Bay has a tremendous amount of interest in Gavin Lux. So if it comes down to where the Dodgers decide that they're going to break up that left side of the infield and Lux is the guy they move, and for Randy, then you can play Chris Taylor at short. You've got Rojas that can play short. So it's just they need a bat there though. Kike can play there. I don't know if he's an everyday guy there, but I think there are some guys that they could get. And if they decide to move Lux, then Randy's name is going to be heavily at the top of the list there. And yes, if new, please subscribe and welcome to the Dodger family. Appreciate you, Search. I said Henry Davis. Not a bad one. Thanks for reading our questions, brother. Dodgers fans in the Astros country. No. Appreciate you. I know Dodgers fan in the Astros country. That's crazy. That's crazy. I do my best to try to read every single question. Sometimes they're a little bit delayed because some answers go a little bit longer than others. But I do. That's kind of the routine around here. I try to get to every question. I try to get to every comment. As long as someone isn't trolling and being disrespectful, I do try to tap in with every single one of them. So yeah, if you got any other questions, ask away. And like I said, if you follow the Lakers or NBA or basketball in general, this is the place for you as well. Go ahead and give us a sub and come around more often. I think you'll like what you hear over here. Angel says, I got Cabron Hayes at third. And that's after months. Yeah, Cabron Hayes. Yeah, I can see that. I think they're gonna have a lot of options at third when it comes down to Muncy. I think that's why they did that. Let's push this out 2 years. And again, they could always trade him to speed up that process. But those aren't bad names, none of them. Enzo, thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. Should the Dodgers sign Teoscar Hernandez or use a platoon method with Michael Busch and Miguel Vargas in left field? The thing is, I don't think Michael Busch is going to play for the Dodgers, Enzo. I think it's just come to a point where they're going to trade him. I don't know to where and for who. But I think if they were going to play him at some point, they would have done it already. I think he's out of here. Vargas might be as well, if they move for a starting pitcher or if they have to move for another position player. I think Vargas has a chance to play more than Busch would at this point. Look, Busch is a solid player. I think he has a chance to have a pretty decent major league career. But for some reason, the Dodgers have not been willing to commit to him, and they basically said, "Look, he's not a minor leaguer anymore. We've got to find a home for him." I think they're going to try to do right by him and get him moved somewhere where he has a chance to play for a major league ball club, because the Los Angeles Dodgers just have not shown much of an interest in giving him a shot at the major league level for the Dodgers. And I don't know the full story behind that. There's been log jams, obviously. He just hasn't been a fit because doesn't have a fit for the team. And some bad luck, really. But outside of that, I think they do look to move him. And I think they move him probably this before the start of the season. If not, maybe even before the trade deadline. Jeff, do you think Wander Franco is done playing in the MLB? I think so now, man. It's unfortunate situation, man. That's the only person the Tampa Bay has ever, you know what I mean, paid like that. And that's just a weird situation, man. You get some of these guys, and it's just unfortunate. But as far as everything I can tell, I'd be surprised if he ever plays professional baseball again. I'd be surprised. Laker game starting in a few minutes. Absolutely. I'm gonna tap out a little bit to go watch the Laker game. Want to do some pre-NBA baseball talk here. What do you think of Padres signing Woo Suk Gu? I know it sounds funny. It's whatever. Like God, it just you said. Oh man, that was a setup. That was an absolute setup. You knew that I wouldn't be able to read through cleanly. Even my puppy over here, my terrorist puppy, woke up to that and looked like, who the heck is that? The Padres have done some moves that it's funny. It's like total Padres, like Dodgers light. Like the Dodgers are signing all these Japanese players, are getting all this international attention. Let's go sign the Walmart version of these guys and act like we're doing the same. Such a fraudulent thing to do, right? But I have no thoughts on it other than it's funny as hell the way you type that out and put that there. That's comedy, man. Again, with the game trades, but Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I think that here's the thing, Angel. I think the Dodgers could be in play for anyone they want. As far as do I think they'll get these guys? Are they at the top of their list? I don't know. Right now, I believe it's starting pitching on the trade market, and I believe that it's a right-handed bat that hits left-handed pitching well for the free agency market right now. I think that's what they're looking at right now. And like I said, the topic of tonight's video about Hader was just that it's not that they were actively hunting him out. It's just a situation that may fall in their lap. And I think you have a chance to get Josh Hader on a 2-year deal at respectable money. I think you would be kind of foolish to not entertain that. So the Dodgers is doing their due diligence. If he's saying, look, I won't take anything less than a 3 or 4 year deal, I think the Dodgers are out of it. I don't think they have any interest in going that length or that route with Josh Hader. But if he's going to be honest with himself and realize that market is not out there, and he's then willing to take a 2-year deal between, let's say between $40 and $45 million, right? If he's willing to do that, I think the Dodgers would sit at the table with him and be open to that. If not, then I said, and you got Class A, and you got some things that that can play out. But I think the Dodgers, and I'm gonna keep kind of staying on this train of thought until they prove me otherwise. I think the Dodgers are going down the path of wanting to make money moves now with free agency and then kind of preserve their top prospects to make this team better. Here's the thing: you don't want to end up where you go. You spend all this money on all these guys, you got all these players, and then you don't have the pieces to improve this team. If someone gets hurt, or something happens, or a piece doesn't fit, or someone has a year-long slump, these are all possibilities. So I think the Dodgers are smart enough to realize, like, look, we are all absolutely in on these next, obviously 10 years with Otani, but these next 3 years are just massive to hit the ground running with this build. So I think they're going to leave no stone unturned. I think they're going to approach every single situation and focus and try to get guys that they probably wouldn't go after money wise years prior just for the payroll. But I think they know that when you make a commitment to someone like Otani and you make a commitment to someone like Yamamoto, you've already made commitments to Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, that you have to now, it's time to really double down now and go after this World Series championship. And I think that's where someone like Josh Hader comes into play, to spend the money and then use the prospects to make this team better if needed. Let's see here. Just swept the Rockies. Garrett Cole and Dylan Cease with Dylan Cease say, "Oh, you got the MLB to show. You out there just swapping up, just trading everyone for these guys, huh?" Yeah, I'm excited for the season, man. So hyped. Absolutely. I've never been so excited for a Los Angeles Dodgers season, and I'm often excited about Dodger seasons, but this is just going to be historic. That's why I had to cover it on the channel. I know you're going to see a lot of people pop up covering Dodgers on their channels, which I think is fantastic and great. I'm one of those guys that I think the Dodgers should be covered more. I think more people should be showing excitement about it. So I'm all here for it. I want everyone to cover the Dodgers this year, man. And I think that's a good thing for Major League Baseball. I think it's a good thing for young people who weren't really paying attention to baseball and they can learn to love the sport. I think it's great, and that's what I'm really, really looking forward to. They're acting like I'm the GM. They're acting like I'm the GM. Oh man. Enzo says, if Kershaw walked away in free agency, is it time to let go of Austin Barnes and let Diego Cartaya get some playing time? Well, if Kershaw does leave, then I think Barnes leaves as far as a player goes. I think he's a guy that the Dodgers would have great interest at joining the organization in another capacity, because so many people like Austin Barnes. Everybody loves playing with him. I think he's someone that could be a very good coach one day, working the organization. I think he has a future with the Dodgers after his playing days are over. So then maybe that's something they've already discussed. Maybe they've already worked through that. I don't know, but it's something I wouldn't mind seeing. But I really don't think he has a place on this roster next year, even if Kershaw's here. I just think wasting a roster spot on him is not ideal. So I'm hoping that they don't, even if Kershaw comes back, to be honest with you. Graphic God, what's going on, my brother? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you, man. Austin is great at framing pictures. He is. He definitely is. He is. He's just a liability at the plate, brother. And again, in a year where you're going all in and you can't leave no stone unturned and you're trying to check every box, you have to limit every single liability you have on this baseball team. You need to be as close to perfect as you can be, because you got Shohei Ohtani, you got Yamamoto, you got Mookie, you got Freddie. Like, you have to go. You traded for Glass now, right? You're not done. You're adding other guys. You have to do everything within your power to make this team better at every turn that you have ability to do so, because you absolutely have to, at bar minimum, get to and compete in a World Series, or this season would be a massive failure, in my opinion. Baseball nonstop. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate the support. Would Hader and Phillips rotate every single game? Maybe. Or could you just maybe Phillips or Hader, one of them pitches the 8th and the other pitches the 9th, and that's what they sell them on. That's a great point. And there might be some type of rotation. Everyone who follows the Dodgers know that they're if they can get guys that buy into committee, then that's exactly what they're looking for. So if Hader's like, all right, fine, give me the 2 years 50 and I'll do committee. I'll pitch the 8th. I don't care. I don't have to be a closer. Give me 2 years, $50 million, and I'm your guy in the 8th. Then you're like, okay, you know what I mean? So that's a good point. And I could see them maybe rotating, or one of them deciding that the other will step back a little bit and let the other thrive as the closer until something happens, injury, or just you get into a little bit of a rut or a slump there, then you got the other guy ready to go. I know what you meant though, Chris. That's why I was laughing. No, he does frame pitches great. Frame pitching great. Remember Yasmani Grandal? I remember. Yeah, he's still in the league, right? He is, and he's still very solid defensively, if I remember correctly. And obviously he's not what he was when he was making all-star teams with the Dodgers, but he made an all-star team after he left the Dodgers. I don't know what his stats were last year. I got to double check on Yasmani. I haven't paid too much attention to him, but I know he was still in the league. That sounds like a good idea. I think so, man. I think that would be I think that would be some, but I'm good with either way, man. As long as the depth is there, I think they can figure out the logistics and the semantics later. But if you've got Hader and Phillips in your bullpen with other guys in there, you're gonna figure it out. And like I said, baseball guys don't seem to be, especially if it's a good clubhouse and good chemistry and good culture. I don't think they just want to win. And if they're getting their money and they get a chance to win, that's when you're kind of gonna get things lined up there. My bad, voice text let me down. Yeah, that'll happen, man. That'll happen. It's happened to me more times than you think. Grandel's on the White Sox. Okay, yeah, I knew I saw him recently. And I think he's still solid. He's much better. I take him 10 times out of 10 over Austin Barnes right now. And like I said, he's also a switch hitter. So that would be ideal. I'm hopeful that we can get a switch hitter in that catching position, backup catcher position. But I don't know if he wants to be an everyday backup back on the Dodgers. I know the kind of ending with the Dodgers weren't great. So I don't know if that's an option for him, but I like Yasmani Grandal, man. Yasmani was solid for us. He was. But it didn't end too well here for him. And then, so I know that, but he is, he's had a very, very long and good Major League Baseball career. So it'd be kind of cool to have him come back and, potentially, finish his run with the Dodgers. I just don't know. I don't know what their relationship is like right now. Randall's was also 35 years old. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A backup, and that's not too bad for a backup catcher. A guy Will Smith is gonna catch most of the games. So a guy it's a veteran, he's a professional, switch hitter. I wouldn't hate him, but I don't think he's the first option. He might not even be a top 5 option, to be honest. But yeah, he's been around a long time. Sorry, guys, had to get water here. He's been around a really long time. So seems like just yesterday we traded Matt Kemp to the Padres in a package centered around Grandal just to get him. And he had a good career as a Dodger. He had a really good career as a Dodger. It just came to an end, which things do. Give me 1 second. Let me switch over here to the Laker game. Stay on with you guys for a little bit longer here, and then I'm gonna go check the Laker game here. Cooler still getting ready to go over there. So but I'm curious, who would I know we talked about it earlier, but the people who are coming into the video now, the people who are coming in and watching, if you had your choice between maybe like a 2-year deal on Josh Hader or trading top prospects to get Class A and Bieber from the Guardians, what would you prefer at this point? I know where some of you guys stand. I know where I stand. To me, again, if I feel they have a chance to get Class A later, he's under 5 years of team control there. It's going to be very, very hefty price tag prospect wise. I don't mind spending money on a player right now when you've got money to spend, saving the prospects as a kind of like a savings account to help fix this team during the season if something goes wrong. So that I wouldn't mind that type of approach. I'm curious to see what you guys think about which one you guys would go after. I know we had some mention that earlier. He batted .234 last year in 118 games, but he got 118 games in. So as a backup catcher, it wouldn't be terrible. But like I said, I don't think he's too high on the Francisco Mejia or not. Asia just throw it out, just pulling out random names out the hat over here. But Hader. So you would go Hader. Okay. I think right now I would love Class A, but if the price tag is, I think if his price tag was reasonable, I think the Dodgers would have him already. I think if Dylan Cease's price tag was reasonable, the Dodgers would have him already. I think that, like I said, the man, I'm drawing a blank right here. Man, why am I drawing a blank? I said his name multiple times during this stream. The guy that got traded to Atlanta. Why am I drawing a blank here? Oh my God, I've only said his name like 10 times during this stream. But the trade that went down between Boston and Atlanta made it to where now with Atlanta giving up Grisham there to get Chris Sale. Sorry, there it is. I don't know why I kept slipping out of my mind there. To get Chris Sale, that hefty of a price tag for someone like Chris Sale, that is expensive prospect wise. So right now the market is probably going to have to reset itself before the Dodgers can really make a move on a starting pitcher like that. Because what for Boston to get to get a player like Grissom for sale, then the White Sox are looking at what they can get for Cease. And man, that's going to be expensive. So the Dodgers are probably just sitting back and waiting it out. Oh God, sorry, just saw the Lakers starting lineup. And I think it may be a little expensive for hey, Crenshaw Grinder, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. I think that might be a little too expensive right now. So especially for what, like I said, especially for what they got in Grissom. So I don't think the Dodgers want to go that high in a prospect dump to get those guys, to pay the price that Atlanta did for sale. Although Boston didn't pick up money in that deal, and Atlanta's going to have to keep Sale healthy for that trade to make any type of sense. Because giving up someone like Grissom, man, you have to be pretty sure that that was the best move you can make for him. Because if you didn't go after, I find it interesting that they didn't go after Cease or Burns with that. They went after Sale. I do find that interesting. Also, it could be that they don't think they're going to be able to re-sign Fried at the end of the season. So maybe they go ahead, they get Sale now, and they know they're not going to sign Fried at the end of the season. So that's what could come into play there too. So, but anyways, on that note, guys, the Laker game is about to start, so I'm going to catch that. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Talk Some Baseball tonight. This video was long overdue. Owed you guys a Dodger and a baseball video. I'll have more coming in the coming days. So we'll definitely be talking more baseball as this situation with Josh Hader and the Dodgers and other situations play out. If there's any breaking Dodger news or any stories to cover worth significance, and I'll be back. But in the meantime, I may catch you guys later on tonight for some NBA talk. And if not, then I'll definitely catch you guys tomorrow for some NBA talk on Around the League on DTLF, Dan the Laker Fans channel. And also in the meantime, I believe he's doing live play-by-play of the Laker games. So head on over to Dan's channel. I'll catch you guys over there in a bit. But you guys can be anywhere in the world. You're here with me. I appreciate that. Please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Turn on that notification bell. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And also become a member. We got 3 different levels of membership to join the team over here. We greatly appreciate anyone becoming part of the Empire Jeff TV community. Got 3 levels of membership. Go ahead and check that out when you guys get some time. But we thank you guys for pulling up. You guys have a good rest of your night. Have a safe rest of your night. Have a safe Thursday. And I may or may not catch you guys later tonight, but I will definitely talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Go Lakers. Go Dodgers.